going on, everybody? This is Bob with Fun with Photoshop, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of a peek over my shoulder as I do a little bit of work for some clients here. Now, what I'm working on today, I need to create, I already created some album spreads. I just need to finish them. So, the program I'm going to be using is one of my favorite tools to use in Photoshop. It's made by Fundy, and it's called Album Builder. And if I understand correctly, I believe Fundy just came out with a newer version that is a standalone program that no longer needs Photoshop. But anyway, so what we're working on today is just some spreads for a recent wedding that we did. And I'm going to kind of just show you a little bit of the basics on this program, as well as I'm going to show you how to use the program, but what I'll most likely do is eventually go back and do a full video on this album builder software. This saves so much time and is such a simple program to use once you figure it out. And I'm absolutely in love with this extension. Okay, so what we did here is we loaded up our pre-designed album that we already made. So I already spent all the time, went through and designed all these spreads. But what we did was we did a couple edits on some images that we want to swap out. So for instance, this image here with the couple sitting on the bench, we want to re-pull that image and basically or essentially replace it. So we want to replace it with our edited version of that image. So let's do this. Okay. Alright, so the way Fundy works, you can use Bridge to pull your images in. So if you look here, you can kind of see how I have all my spreads done. And it's pretty simple. It's at first it's confusing, but once you get used to it, it's very simple to do. But so down here, you can see down here, these are our edited photos. Now what we want to do is replace this image here that's already in our spread with the edited photo. So what I'm going to do is, you can see here, this is the image here that we want to add, and this is the image that we want to replace. So I will go like this. All I got to do in Bridge is just drag it up here, move this back down to the end here. Okay, and we will select our images here. And the first image in the, I should say the first image after the page denoter, that's the image that'll be featured in your spread. So what I just did was I selected the three images that I want to pull in. I'm going to slide this off to the side. And here I'm going to hit clear spread. Okay, so I'm going to clear the spread here. Let's see here. Okay, there it goes. It took a second. Okay, now I want to... So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on these here, I'm going to pick the spread that I wanted. So I'm going to go with this. So this is considered the main image, the largest image here. So what I want to do is kind of redo or re-pull those images that I previously just had. So I want to have the same, essentially the same spread layout. So if you remember, the group shot was on the right side of the page here. Okay, so here we are. We have our three images selected in Bridge, and we're going to basically re-pull those images into the spread here. So this is the basic layout that we want to have. And let me see here. Yeah, we'll give this. Let's do this one here. Okay, main right. So I just clicked it, and you can kind of see over here in the background, Album Builder is doing its thing. So it's going to Bridge. It's pulling all three of those images in. The first image that was selected after the page the little placeholder for the page, that's listed as the main image. So because I just clicked main right, it's placing it on the right hand side. So if we move this out of the way, there it is. You can see it there. Now here it is. This is the image that we wanted to re-pull into the system here, or into the spread. And let's see here. Alright, so what I'm going to do, just so you can see it, you can kind of see here, this image is a little bit cut off in the aspect of the people in the image are cut off. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try to fix that here. So I selected the layer of the image we want to fix, and all you have to do is click zoom image, and it basically opens essentially like a crop mask to the fact, or the point of, all you got to do is just go like this. And so I just clicked and held down shift, and what I'm trying to do is just get this entire image to display in here. Okay, so now I'm going to hit enter, and let's see, if you kind of look here, you can see this image doesn't come over the midpoint, but it's a rather detailed image because there's so many people in it. So we want this image as large as possible. So basically, I don't like this spread. So I think I picked the wrong one. So we're just going to do it real quick. We still have those 3 images selected in Bridge, and I'm just going to do it again. So I just cleared it. I'm going to click main right. You can see over here in the layers panel, it's going through and doing its thing. And you can already tell that it extended this main image past the midpoint of the spread. I believe this is a 10 by 10 album, so these spreads are 10 inches tall by 20 inches wide, and this is going into a lay flat book, so there shouldn't be any seams or anything like that. Okay, so now that it's done, we can already see back here it pulled in the image we wanted, and we're going to select this layer, we're going to hit zoom, and then it's going to basically open up that one layer so we can manipulate it. Okay, we'll move this out of the way here. Okay, drag it into place. Okay, still too big. Okay, and let's see here. We want to be aware of our margins. With these lay flat books, they fold them over the edges, so I would say that's actually probably pretty good. So we're not cutting any people off, and we're going to just have a little bit of a white border. So here, I'll hit enter, and you can see how there's the white border on the edge here. And let's see here. Looks like it's not quite centered, so there, it's better. And now what you can make note of with this Fundy is these guidelines here. This is the center of the album spread, or basically the center of the album. So this is where it will fold. So we don't have our fold going through any people's heads. So I think we're looking good here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save. Actually, let me drag this out here. And I'm going to save it. Okay. And we just have one more spread that we need to fix. I believe it's actually the cover. So this album builder software is, I'm telling you now, if you have to design your own albums for any reason or books, this saves so much time. It's worth its weight in gold. Okay, so here's the image we want to replace. This cover image right here. So I'm going to zoom out so we can see it. I'll jump over into Bridge again. Drag that over here. Okay, and you can see how we had our other 3 images selected. So here is the image we want to use. And let's see here. Where's it at? You know what? I think I manually designed this. Yeah, I think I manually designed this layout or this spread. So what I'll do is I'll just grab it from Bridge here, drag it over into Photoshop, and we'll just do it that way. Okay. All right. So let's see here. I don't think we even have to crop it or anything. So we'll just bring it in here like this. Hit enter. And let me see. This is the rear cover. So we'll just put the rear on the top of the, so you can see how it lined it up with the midpoint of the album or the book. So now when the book is closed, this will be the front cover. This will be the rear cover. We're just going to save this, and that's it. So from here on out, all you have to do is, I think it's cut off down here, but you can export your entire album in one go. You want to make sure you saved your files. So you would go through first, pick the directory of your albums. Well, it's basically just a directory of the PSD files. Okay, I'm not going to do that now because my computer's crashing again from from lack of memory. But so the first step here, you just pick your folder with your spreads that are all PSD files, and then you choose your output folder where you want it to save your final JPEGs, and you hit process, and it just basically goes through, opens up each one of those spreads or each one of those PSD files, exports it or saves it as a JPEG, and it also even is it'll save a web quality just for proofing. You can email it to your clients and stuff, and it's awesome. So that's just a little glimpse of Album Builder. Let me know if you want to see more about how Album Builder works or see some tips and tricks. I really love this program. Like I said before, this is my most favorite program I've ever used for Photoshop, and man, this thing speeds up productivity like none other. And this is Album Builder version 5, which is more of like an extension or plug-in or build-in to Photoshop. And I believe they just came out with a newer version that is a standalone program. So I haven't tried the new version, but you know what? I could use this version forever. It's so powerful, so quick, and easy to use. So yeah, well, thanks again for joining us. So please comment, rate, subscribe, and don't forget to like our Facebook page.